Welcome back to G-Ball Vision, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. Today, I have a truly exciting unboxing to dig into for you. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I'd love to have you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps push the video out there so more people have a chance to check it out. Let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you and what you are carrying for the day. So, thank you to Kizer for sending this in for us to take a look at. We are definitely looking at a more premium version with the sleeve and magnetic closure, stickers, extra hardware, pamphlet, microfiber cloth. You get the works, and then within that, you're going to get a pouch, and that is going to have your knife in it, which is definitely something that you want when you order a knife. So I'm really stoked about this one. So not only is this knife awesome, just the basic version of the Militaw is awesome. But they have, yet again, found another model to really put a lot of spin-offs on. Kind of like the Drop Bear, the Sheepdog. The Militaw is extremely popular, and the new versions that Kizer is doing with these is just absolutely insane. If you haven't seen this yet for some unknown reason, this is a satin DLC'd blade. So it's got a DLC finish with a satin finish on top. So it's a fairly newer thing, especially for higher production companies to start dabbling in, but boy, is it beautiful. I have never checked out a satin DLC blade, and I have yet to check out one of the newer Militaws. So this is really cool, and this 80s camo carbon just really sets this entire knife off. With the satin DLC, you have the DLC titanium bolsters here, as well as the butt end. Inlay is on both sides. That means this is going to be a bolster style lock. It is a little bit lower of a bolster lock, but I would still call this a bolster style lock. And then a nice milled clip that's recessed, 1 Torx. It does hold in there nicely. Not going to be reversible on the Militaw. I don't believe any version of the Militaw you can put the clip on. I don't think on the show side. It is perfectly centered. There's no detent lash. This thing has, I would say, they have even upped the detent on these newer models. Because I remember I have the original one, and I would say the detent is a little bit stronger on this one, which is perfect. Great for the cutout. The thumb flick is absolutely money on this. Reverse flick is equally really good. And then I was so fumbly, I forgot that even had a front flipper there. And that is I would say it's a fairly minimal front flipper. The jimping does go all the way up and all the way over. It's easy to get to. It's easy to do. And that jimping works pretty well. I would say just, because there's not going to be a lot to critique on this knife. I would say if the jimping was even a little bit finer, I think, that would work even better. But I was too high on the knife. But it works good. I would say that's a good, well done front flipper. Should be able to do all the fun front flipper things with this. It's been a minute since I carried my original one. Yeah, you can do the over the top as long as you stay off that lock. Yeah, that works really good actually. It's got a nice detent. Really nice. No lashing. No pivot lashing. It's locked up really good, like 40% or so. Really solid lock up there. There's no movement up or down, and there's no movement side to side. And for the people who don't know, the Militaw it's a good size. It's in a lot of people's wheelhouse. It's right around 8 inches, just under 8, like 7 and 15/16, with under a 3.5-inch blade, more like 3.3-inch blade or so, and more like 3 3/8 of cutting edge. So might be a little large for some people who really like a very small knife, right? But I would say for most people, this is going to be an awesome size. People with medium-sized hands, like females, and some, males have smaller hands, all the way up to, I would say, a double XL hand. That's a good size. That would, everyone, in that ratio will fit on this knife. So it's not too large and it's not too small. I think this is almost perfect for the mass majority of people, right around 8 inches. I prefer, 3.5 to 3.25-inch blades. But as I've said in the past, I've really come around on definitely this size, like the 3.3, 3.4 inch. I'm definitely have come around on those, and I've even worked down to 3-inch blades and getting a lot of those. It's going to carry like a standard milled clip. You have a nice little spot there. You can grip this Militaw and pull it out of the pocket. Let's go ahead and we'll check that edge and see what kind of edge they put on there. And I think we got so ahead of ourselves. You guys didn't tell me. Come on. You gotta tell me these things. Otherwise, I'm not gonna know. You gotta ask. What's the steel, you're wondering? It's M390. But you didn't ask. So that's your fault. And I think with this coating, maybe not on all materials, but I think that coating will help, maybe get through some material a lot easier. And maybe not all material, but some materials. Those other original cuts were just me. I'm not all right in the head. It's got a great edge on it. Buttery smooth edge. Whew. Yeah, when it can do that to this, that's impressive. Really, really good edge. Great fit and finish across the board on this Militaw here. And while I'm thinking about it, let's get a real close-up look of this thing. It is absolutely beautiful. Just really, really nice stuff. Whoo, whoo, whoo. You can see the texture on the titanium there. You can see the satin lines on the DLC. Put in that work, camera. Put in that work, baby. Look at that. Just beautiful. Nice camo carbon. Not jimping out. Not cheaping out on the carbon fiber. Getting some really beautiful looking stuff. I'm not usually one for quite that loud there, but I did get something similar to the 80s, and it grew on me, and I don't mind this right here. This is pretty sweet. That 80s really flows together, being crazy as it is. Check that lock. We're not going to get the whacker out for this one. Yeah, I will go as far as to say it is in good shape. The action is amazing on this thing. Fantastic job. Love the size. Love the material choices. M390 satin DLC titanium handle, and an 80s camo carbon with all DLC titanium hardware clip. Yeah, I would say the two things that I would add, only for personal preference, would be jimping on the beautifully chamfered lock bar. I would add in jimping there. I would fine this up and run it out a little bit longer. The jimping. Fine the jimping up and run it a little longer. And then a 2/3 backspacer or so made out of titanium. That would be shabiggity bang. I would, and then up the size like to 3.7. Oh, that would be the stuff. You guys will have to let me know. What would your perfect spin-off of this exact knife be? I mean, this knife is fantastic. Do not get my words twisted. Those couple of criticisms would just be something I prefer. Has nothing to do with making or breaking this knife. Just a few small tweaks, version 2, a little bit larger, a little bit more jimping around the house. You know what I'm saying? That would be just masterful. Do it up, JS. Do it up. We need a larger, jimped out version, just like this. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new to the channel, well, I'd love to have you here. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. That way you can be notified anytime I release a new video. I'm going to put up a couple of new videos on the screen now. Go watch one of them for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I will catch y'all on the next one.